So in the last piece, we discussed what is Avas Chinam, and as the Rishna put it so well, he said that Avas Chinam is the concept of not loving a Yid because they are wise or because they have good traits, because that means loving those things, not loving them. The concept is to love each Yid because they are a Yid. The next part on page Lamed Gimel of Tiferes LeMoishe says, Askulo v'hakoyach shel Avas Yisrael. What is this special power and the effect of having this Avas Yisrael, Avas Chinam? Anoshim shalim hayom. People ask today, people ask, what do we need to do in order to annul and to stop the terrible decrees and troubles that befall Klal Yisrael today? And the answer is that you should know it as a very steadfast foundational rule. When the Yidden are together in unity, nobody can have any control over us. It's only when the differences, the apparent physical differences, are taken so seriously. And when I say physical, I don't mean just in appearance, I mean in what the day-to-day lives look like of different individuals, when they're taken so seriously that they really disturb feeling connected and united, that is when the troubles start. This is a Midrash from Rabbah, when, like it says in the Midrash on Sefer Bamidbar, Abi Elazar b'noi shel Abi Elazar Kappa Omer. Even if Klal Yisrael worship Avodah Zarah and they are at peace and they are united, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as it was says, the power of evil, the Satan, has no place amongst the Shnama. There's a pasuk in Ashar. There's a proof to this. When they start fighting, what does it say? Their hearts are now divided. Now bad things will befall them. You see how great peace is and how hated infighting is. The following. If Israel guard this unity, and they don't divide and they are like one soul, no nation and no entity will be able to have any control over them at all. However, if they separate from each other, and the togetherness is fractured, then it will be very easy for them to gain control. And we've seen this unfortunately too recently, at a time when there was such fraction politically up and down the country of Israel. The most bizarre thing, well, obviously the most terrible thing, but the most bizarre way in which it happened, ended up happening, something which nobody can this day till try to understand and explain. If Klal also in Shemaim, if Klal Yisrael are connected, there's no celestial entity that has any power, and nobody can even speak bad about them. When they separate, but if they are separated, then this wall of unity is broken, and then those that can speak bad about them have the space to do so. Because Ephraim says the same in Parshas Chanon. Hashem and Klal Yisrael are one. So we are connected constantly to Hashem. The one that is singular is appropriate to connect with the other, which is singular. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Echad. He is unique. So two Klal Yisrael who's unique and united should also connect. But what is this? When are we considered to be one and unique and united? When we are actually united, when we are one, when we are all one. But and Hashem will rest on us. When our hearts are apart from each other and we don't feel connected, they can't be connected. And Hashem doesn't rest His Spirit on us. And some what would seem a foreign power has control over them, can harm them. Because a person will say, because God isn't with me, that's why these things are befalling me. And he's right. It's because they're not connected. It's considered as if a person is dead. And this idea of Avos Yisrael and actually loving one another, it will help you rid yourself from all terrible things. Writes, was one of the prime Talmidim of the Ne'am Melech, writes, he says, the parsha in Nitzavim starts with Ata Nitzavim Hayom Kolchem, Vasheichem Shavteichem, and then it's the Siyam L'Shen Yachad, and it ends Kol Ish Yisrael La'avrocha B'Bris. It should say La'avrochem B'Bris, not La'avrocha. Avrocha is singular, L'Shen Yachad, and La'avrochem is L'Shen Rabim, plural. Also, there were other issues that he had with the way things were written. Because of this is how he answered. Moshe Rabbeinu was telling Klal Yisrael about the terrible things that will befall them if they don't go in the ways of Hashem. And he's also giving them a way to protect themselves. That even if they fall and they don't, and they're not in the right spiritual state that they should be, they're not excelling, but as long as they have achdus, they'll be okay. It would be impossible to exist if the slightest thing that we're falling, or we're on this journey where we're becoming better, but it's hard. And guys, so at the end of the day, let's not forget they've taken out of Egypt a very, very foreign concept of between where they were then and following the Torah, and it was likely that they would stumble and they would fall. So Zechariah was afraid that how we'll be able to live in this new country on our own, establish society from based on where we came from and based on how different this is to all the cultures around us. So therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu consoled them. He gave them ways to save themselves. How to guard themselves and to protect themselves from these curses. The best thing to protect from all bad things that happen is love and unity. And when we have this, then nothing bad can befall us. By connecting, by connection, Ephraim was saved. Even if these people serve idols, and they're united in any case in the lavish bli period levavos, heim sheiktim v'nochem be'ein sotan ofega, they can live in peace because they won't have anything bad happening. And all bad things go away. If we act towards one another with love and with unity, that we love each other unconditionally, no matter which way a person chooses for themselves and how a person dresses or what they believe, as long as they're part of Klal Yisrael. Without one person forcing their way on somebody else, everybody will be allowed to live the way that they believe is the right way. Just to love another Yid because they're a Yid. and we honor each other. Then all this connection will protect us from all bad things that will happen. Should we to connect with one another and to avoid any calamity.